What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Kung Fu Society. I was gonna do a video on other martial arts styles. I had some listed specifically, you know, and and I've heard of some, and I looked into some, and then when I looked at it, some of them, what I saw, the ones that I thought, oh, okay, well, it's close enough to Kung Fu. Well, let's put it this way: there's there's some out there. There's some forms of kempo out there that I wouldn't mind taking if I couldn't find a Kwoon. And it's always good to expand your horizons and learn other martial arts as well. Um, but there really isn't anything like Kung Fu. There's nothing like it. Um, there's similar aspects, but there's nothing like it. And other arts have their own gems and stuff. And so when I look at arts like, we'll say, karate, for instance, or well, taekwondo, even, actually more so Tang Soo Do and Subato, not so much taekwondo. Um, and you look at them and you're like, well, you got the same concepts. You got each of these have straight punches. Um, you have kicks. You have jabs. You have uppercuts. Um, I would say back fists. Some of them don't have back fists. Some of them do have back fists. Hammer fists is one. Um, so they got a lot of the same, similar types of techniques. It's the way they go about it is the one that we got to be mindful of. All right. So kung fu, a lot of the styles are soft hard. Even though there's hard style kung fu, a lot of them are soft hard. And I mean truly soft hard, not just because it's in the name soft hard. No, I mean legit soft hard styles. Power when power's needed, fluid when fluid's needed, speeds when speed's needed. And that's how it goes. You're not stiffen up. You just want to be loose. You want to be flexible. You want to be like water. So that's my thought. And that's why it's important that I wanted to form the Kung Fu Society, um, and that is to preserve and to train with each other. Um, those of us that have lost our Kwoon, that we made a move away. Um, it might have been too expensive for your seafood to stay open, and it might have been something else, a different circumstance. Um, so it could have been from the lockdowns and shutdowns. So that's why I encourage you guys to join the Discord, to get together with people of your own locale, to to train with each other. And the similarities between the different styles of kung fu, I feel I feel as far as fluidity, the fluidness is different than those of, say, other arts. However, you'll find similarities in other arts as far as punch, kick, um, palm, elbow, knee, trip, push, uh, flip, trip. However, the fluidity, the fluidity is what's needed, and what I believe is missing from these arts. I wonder how many of them teach tensing upon impact. I wonder how many of them teach the proper use of dynamic tension. I wonder how many of them would allow a form, performance of a form, practice of a form. in a swift, fluid motion of here's a technique, next technique, next technique, next technique, and chain it all together and flowing together versus punch, block, stop, kick, block, stop, kick, stop, punch, stop, you know? And I know I'm not dogging on that, and that's great for fundamentals, but I challenge, I challenge those that of other arts to take their form and perform it in such manner, to perform it in the fluid motion and see what kind of difference do you get out of it. Will it make you better? Will it make you trip? Will it teach you your stances? Stop when you need to stop, move when you need to move. And that's my philosophy there. And then there's the other specialty arts that don't have a form, that don't have forms at all. That just it's just fighting. That's it. It's learn the technique. That's it. And it's practice, 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 which is just as important because in those arts, such as Kali, Krav Maga, you still learn sequences and combos. And you take those sequences and combos, if those are your arts, and you practice them, kind of like a form, kind of like a kung fu form. One strike after another in a swift, fluid motion. And then, if you could slow it down, but keep that motion. Don't stop. Don't, because in a real fight, you don't stop. You don't think what's next. You just do. And that is the truth of the matter. Which I like. I like those arts because in practice, that's what they do. They don't stop. They don't think. They just go with the flow, and they come out on top because of the will to survive. So that's the thing. What do these words mean? What do these words mean? You say Krav Maga, it means contact combat. You say Kempo, it means fist law, or the Chinese term, Fa for the Mandarin, Fa for the Cantonese. Um, and then Kajukembo is another interesting one out of Hawaii, which kind of has some fluidity to it too, as well as some of the other ones. So I've seen some of these other arts they practice. People practice like say Kempo. I've seen it done both the blocky Japanese way or the fluid Kung Fu way. So that's something to sit there and think about. Is it will help you, and then you can see your mistakes, and then you can work on it. You can work on your footwork. You can work on your strikes. You can work on your blocks. Take the concept of the form and perform it in a manner of fluid motion. And so if you are a, say, karate practitioner, why don't you take a look at some kung fu forms? And don't look up wushu, it'll only disappoint you. Look up some basic ones that are being performed, like say, like a 16 hands or a little open gate. Um, and just look at these forms like, oh, one thing after another. I'm not punch stop, kick stop, block down stop, punch, you know. So that's what I want to challenge you guys on, those of practitioners of other arts. And if you do, let's say you as a kung fu practitioner, because you're subscribed to this channel and you want to continue on with your kung fu training. If you, as a kung fu practitioner, decide to take up an art like boxing, like kickboxing, like the Muay Thai kickboxing, or the or Krav Maga, or Salat, or uh, or the Filipino martial arts, the Arnis and Kali. Um, uh, you know, take that sort of soft, hard mentality, that fluid motion, learn the technique and do it well, and work hard at it. And it's hard work, and it's always something you could put in your toolbox for later. Anyways, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for tuning into the Kung Fu Society. Um, it's been a long day for me, and I got a long day tomorrow. And I'll have more material up and running, and check out our Discord. And keep training. Catch y'all later. Gao Jun.